Today on the show, we have an individual that is a model and music artist. He has modeled for big companies such as Adidas, Reebok, Beats by Dre, and was even part of a campaign for the BET Awards. His music can be heard from Massachusetts all the way to California, going straight to Cape Verde. In this episode, we talk about his upbringing, where he's at today, and where he plans on going in the future. Stay tuned. What's going on, everyone? Welcome to another episode of the Smooth Podcast, simply motivating others onward through hope. Here, sitting across from me, we have an actual model, not a fake model. We have an actual model across from us, and also a music artist. D-Rock, what's going on, man?
I'm good, brother. How you feeling?
I'm good. So I want to get this right out the way. I think it's amazing when I'm able to see people I know and see them on billboards and see them in actual places I frequent. And I think when I was in Target, I sent you a picture. I was like, yo, you're right here. Like, that's crazy. Do you get a lot of that, a lot of like those posts all the time, or people telling you like, hey, I saw you over here. Hey, I saw you in this?
A lot of my friends, like, since I stay in LA, a lot of my friends from here, they'll like hit me up like, yo, is this you? Because, you know, I used to have the long hair.
Yeah.
And then I cut it and I did that shoot and it's in Target. So people be like, yo, is this you? I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. So where did it start for you, man? Like, where were you born and raised? How did everything come about?
Born and raised in West Africa, Cape Verde.
Wow.
Cape Verdean. I moved to New Bedford, Massachusetts when I was 9. And yeah, from there, had to learn the language, fit in, you know what I'm saying? The artistry just comes from just being Cape Verdean, bro. You know, it's all about music and good vibes and food.
Yeah.
So, and, you know, growing up listening to like Cesaria Evra and like the GOATs of Cape Verde. I don't know if people know this, but Cesaria Evra actually has a Grammy.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, we're just the people that like music is like everything.
Yeah.
I think that's where it came from.
I will say I'm from East Providence, and we have a decent Cape Verdean community there. And I was fortunate enough to see firsthand the culture, see firsthand how they interact with each other. It's extremely family oriented. In Rhode Island, a lot of people are just cousins through marriage and stuff like that. So it's very family oriented. But beautiful people, you know, very beautiful people. Now, when it comes to being Cape Verde, is much talked about when it comes to like the history of like the origin of the race? Like,
If it's talked about?
Yeah, talked about. Because technically, without Portuguese people, there are no Cape Verdeans, or am I off there?
Well, I think they would definitely be Portuguese people. It's just that we were colonized by Portugal at a certain point. You know what I'm saying? And we have connects with Santo Tomé because we kind of speak the same language. There's other countries outside of Cape Verde that actually speak the same Creole we do. It's just the accent is different. You know what I'm saying? But we're young. I'm not exactly sure how old the country is, but we got independence probably like 40 years ago. Yeah. It's not that long.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? But you definitely hear more about Cape Verdeans in the East Coast.
Yeah, for sure.
In Cali, actually, I just found out they have a federation there, Cape Verdean Federation, right?
Oh, wow.
And every like the 5th of July, which is their Independence Day, they all get together. But I heard it's like 100 Cape Verdean, which here is like
it'll be thousands. Yeah. So I mean, let's fast forward a little bit. So after high school, did you end up going to college? Did you end up wanting to do like, you know, the acting, singing thing? Like what were your thoughts heading after college, after high school? Excuse me.
Bro, I it was never in my mind that I wanted to be an artist, like a music artist.
Okay.
After I played soccer my entire life, so growing up in the island, that's all we did in the streets, barefooted. You feel me? My cousin was really good. He was getting scouted from a team in Portugal when he was like 16. So that's what I grew up around. In high school, I just played soccer. Literally, that was my life, just soccer every single day. So when I left high school, I didn't want to go to college right away, so I asked my dad to send me to Portugal to go play I was out there for like 5 months trying out. It was the coolest shit ever. And it was the biggest lesson I learned.
What was that?
From being there. Because I got to a point, I was young, right? I was 18, so I got to a point that I was like, I didn't give up, but I was like, I'm homesick. And after that, I came back home. I did the school thing for 2 years. I did JUCO. I still played. And then something happened, and I moved to LA. And plenty of times I've been homesick. But I was like, no, I can't make that mistake again. I'm going home because I'm afraid that I don't know what might happen. You feel me? So
when you say something happened, what was that?
I was in a relationship where like we went viral on social media together. You know what I'm saying? But then we talked it out when we split, but we lived together. Yeah. And I had visited LA a year prior because one of my brothers was out there, Caito. We went to high school together. So when that happened, I called him. I said, yo, bro, I want to change. And he was like, no worries. Your ticket is booked for, I think I called him on a Thursday, bro. He said, your ticket is booked for Sunday. I said, are you serious? He said, yeah, come out here. And that was it.
Yeah. And now, I know you said you guys went viral together, but were you gaining popularity online before the relationship, or it was legitimately like during the relationship?
Right before. I was starting to pop off on Instagram. Okay. It was just like random pictures, and then I got invited to be in Queen Naja's music video, right when she was like coming up. Yeah. Well, she was already a thing because she was a YouTuber.
So for you, was it purposeful? Like, did you kind of, understand what was happening, or were you just kind of posting regular pictures and they were blowing up?
Bro, it was. If I show you the first picture that went viral, you'd be like, "What?" It was literally just a full body picture, and I'm just posing. And these pages, like black men, black men, they started posting me. So before I got to doing that video, I was at like 70K. So I just kept posting. I'm like, all right, cool, it's working. And then I got in that video, shit went crazy.
Yeah. So what's that feeling like, right? Like, so what's the feeling of you post a picture and now you're getting thousands of likes, hundreds or maybe thousands of comments, DMs, I'm sure. Like, how is that?
I kind of knew how to handle it. Okay. I wasn't like, because there's a lot of people, once they get followers, like they start acting out of character. For me, it was just like, okay, cool. That's when I started realizing like the gifts that I had. I liked music. I like to entertain people. So when that started happening, I'm like, oh, okay, maybe this is really the path I need to go. Because I wasn't trying to go viral at all. This shit just happened. So I'm like, man, I love making skits. So let's roll with it. And that's what it was.
Okay. And when you first touched down California, what did you kind of notice about the differences between Massachusetts and California?
People are more open-minded in Cali because there's so many different things you can do out there. Which here is like, okay, you leave high school, you go to college, you marry, you create your family. And that's fine. That's great. That's what my dad did. Yep. But when you go to Cali, it's like,
everyone's on a mission.
Everybody's on a mission. You know what I'm saying? Not that people are not on missions here, but it's different. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. And what was like your first thing? Like, how were you making ends meet? Right. So you're in California. How are you paying the bills, dude?
So this is where I was blessed with the fact that when I went viral and I Queen Naja invited me to be in the music video. So I didn't get paid for the music video.
Oh, wow.
She said, hey, we're having this music video. The song was out and it was already going crazy. We would love to have you because you look like the person she's talking about. And we'll do a YouTube video with you. Mind you, at this point.
So is it her hitting you up or like a manager? Okay.
at this point, bro, their YouTube videos is doing like 500,000, a million. I'm like, what? I don't need no payment. So I started doing YouTube. So when I went to LA, I was already on the YouTube thing. So I just kept doing it. That's what was helping me pay the bills.
YouTube.
YouTube.
And now, for those that don't know, how do you get paid off of YouTube?
So when you make a video, of course, I believe you have to have. I've been kind of disconnected, but I believe you have to have at least 1,000 followers, subscribers, 10,000 watch hours, I think.
Which, by the way, we just cracked 600. Please subscribe if you haven't so far. But continue.
But yeah, once you get those numbers up, then it's like it's the ads. You know, when you're watching a normal YouTube video and a random ad comes up, that's how you get paid on YouTube. But first, you have to build the followers, which is 1,000, and the watch hours.
Yeah. Okay. And how often did you post back then?
3 times a week.
Oh, wow. So you're pretty consistent.
Yeah.
And now, was this with a videographer or this was with...
By myself. I literally, bro, when I started doing YouTube, I just had to learn how to go on iMovie and edit all that. And that's what I did. I just went on iMovie. I said, all right.
And see, my videographer is super lucky because I just haven't gotten to that point yet. It would save me a lot of money, but I just haven't like sat myself down and be like, yo, Ray, you gotta learn this stuff. How quick did you learn it?
That was pretty fast. It didn't take maybe a month.
Okay.
Because it's just cut. It's cut, paste. It wasn't the same content now.
Sure.
This was like 6 years, 7 years ago.
Sure.
But it was just cut, and know what songs to put in the background. And there was people that were using like, what's the name of these edit? There's like more editing applications that you can. But I was just like on iMovie.
Yeah.
I was like, all they want is just to see me, what I'm doing. I'm like, all right, cool, I can do that. So, yeah.
And like growing up, like when you were in elementary school, middle school, were you perceived as better looking than other guys? Like, did you know it back then, or was this like a newer thing once social media hit? You're like, oh, like,
I'm not gonna lie, bro. My mom, my sisters. I have 5 sisters. I'm the only boy.
Wow.
My mom always installed like confidence in me. So from a youngin', I'm like, I know I'm not bad looking, but I knew that didn't make me who I am.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? So middle school, it was a little tough because when I came here, I was in 5th grade. So I did like 1 year and I went straight to middle school. People didn't really say, oh my God, you're so...
Right.
It wasn't like that.
Right.
I was, straight off the boat, geechee as they like to call it. No, it wasn't. It wasn't like that.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And as you're getting more popular, what were some of the deals that were coming your way?
Fashion Nova, posting for them, just rocking their outfits. They were paying a bag. And that's when I actually had to get a photographer.
Okay. And what was the difference with that, I guess?
What do you mean by difference?
Like, when you say that they're paying a bag, like, what are we talking about?
Bro, I'm talking, you got to post 3 times a week, and you're getting like $2,000.
Wow.
This is when I just started.
So for the people like me that have no clue about that, I was thinking that, potentially you might only get paid if certain people use your promo code or something like that. But you're saying like there's also a flat rate that some people get.
Yeah. So depending on your numbers and your engagement, if a company wants to work with you, they'll be like, yo, I'll give you $3,000 a month. Just you got to post 5 times a week, which will probably amount to mad content at the end of the month. But it's not hard.
Yeah.
You just set up your phone and do it.
Yeah.
It does get overwhelming when you're working with a lot of different people because then, your life becomes content. But you just got to learn to balance for real.
Yeah. And how many like companies have you worked with up until now?
So it's different, right? So there's influencer where like how do you call it? Brand ambassador, which they're just paying you to rock their stuff. And then there's the modeling side, which you got to sign with a modeling agency, which you get the commercials.
Sure.
Hyundai, Beats by Dre, Shea Moisture. That's through modeling agencies.
Okay.
Yeah.
And, do you have a manager? Did you get a manager?
I'm signed to 2 modeling agencies in California.
Okay, but not like a day-to-day kind of manager. No. So all the deals that come through, you personally see everything and handle it. Yeah. Okay. What is your gauge on a deal that you would accept versus a deal that you won't accept? 'Cause I'm sure there's been stuff thrown your way and you've been like, nah, I'm not taking that.
There's companies that they'll try to damn near like slave you. Like how much, like they'll make you do 60 pieces of content and want to pay you $800. I'm not going for that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, I got an audience that I'm sharing, that I built. Yeah. That you're going to have to pay a little more than that.
Yeah.
Now, when you're talking about, it literally just depends on the deliverables, bro. That's how you kind of gauge it. But since I have the numbers, I can kind of ask for a bigger price because that I've been doing it for so long.
Yeah. And now California, like it's also known for like some crazy parties and like things of that nature. Have you attended any like just wild out parties?
Wild like what? Like what kind of wild? Because nowadays there's some wild shit.
Yeah, so I mean it's anywhere from like freaky parties to wild in the sense of like big old mansions that you're in, like just like unbelievable how to wild to like hella celebrities in the building.
Right. Yeah, I've been to a few of them. I've been to parties with Chris Brown. There was one party I went to, and I know every time I say this, people are like, "Wait, what?" I went to a Diddy party. I ain't gonna lie, I had a great time. Yeah. I didn't see no freaky shit.
And you're gonna say the classic statement, I left before it was over. I left early, right?
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't leave early. I left at 5 and it was great. I saw Kobe Bryant.
Wow.
I saw Kanye West.
In the same party.
Travis Scott.
No way.
The Kim sisters, the Kardashian sisters. Pop Smoke right before he died.
This is not all at one party.
This is all at one party. Jay-Z, Beyonce, bro. I was.
All right, nah.
Chill. But
all those people were not at one party.
They were at that party, but it was Lauren London that Nipsey had just passed. Yeah. So I think it was Diddy's 50th party. So everybody was celebrating it.
Oh, I see. How did you get the invite?
Kaito, my friend.
I know Kaito. Yeah,
a really good friend. He was like,
he be wilding too.
And he remember the pictures that he shot for Jay-Z and Diddy.
Yeah. That's how he got. Yeah. That's the part. He was big. I feel like Diddy like hired him at one point because he was doing a lot of work for Diddy.
No, he was Diddy's like main.
Yeah.
Graphic person, video, everything.
He might have some interesting pictures in the cut.
Tell you the truth, bro. Kaito's like because I grew up with him. I played Little League when I first moved here with him. I saw him go through high school and figure out the whole photography thing, bro. He's a GOAT, bro.
GOAT, yeah. No, his work is incredible. That's interesting. And so at this party, like I'm fully engaged with this party. So all of these celebrities, like, one, how the hell are you playing it cool seeing all these people?
So first time I went to LA, like riding with Kaito, like you're gonna interact with these people. The point is just act normal. Like, yes, I understand that you're somebody that nobody sees and I could freak out, or I could just play it cool because you're a human being and I'm a human being. You know what I'm saying?
So that sounds good, and I hear what you're saying.
Right.
But like, if I see Beyonce and Jay-Z, my cool meter might go out the window. Like I can only be but so cool and be like, oh shoot, he made the Black Album. Like,
right.
Because there's levels, right? So I get like on all the certain.
But if you're in the room already, is because it's for a reason.
There you go. There you go.
You know what I'm saying?
There you go.
If God didn't want you to be in that room, you wouldn't be in that room.
Right.
Maybe He wanted you. Even though I didn't talk to them, I saw them. I said, "Wow, I got this close."
Yeah.
Wow, what stops me from doing what I want to do?
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah.
So that's really how I took it, and I won't be doing the freak out shit, bro.
Yeah. And so, and they say in California everybody's fake, and they're like everyone's like, you know, not who they claim to be, or, you know, trying to backdoor people.
Right.
Do you think there's any validity of that, or do you think California just gets a bad rap for that?
Honestly, bro, this is the thing about Cali. Everybody's there to chase something. So everybody is like, what can you do for me? If you can't do nothing for me, we don't need to talk. Yes, in that way, it's fake. But people got to understand a lot of those people aren't even from Cali.
Right.
It's all outsiders that you're meeting.
How do you weed out people? So say if I go there, right, and I'm like, oh, I'm a model, and you look at my background, you're like, he ain't no model. Like,
right.
But, you know, you might not be able to do that on the spot. So how do you kind of like analyze situations where someone's saying that they're somebody? Like, how do you gauge if they're telling the truth or not?
With time. You know what I'm saying? People gonna try to get close.
Yeah.
And you can tell by energy, bro. Like, if your energy doesn't sit well with somebody, or the conversation isn't like flowing,
yeah,
it ain't meant to really be a friend.
Right.
But I met great people that are from California, from Los Angeles, that are great. So if you meet people that are really from there, you're like, no, these people are cool.
Yeah.
You feel me? It's just a lot of people that are not from there, so they meet people and people sell them dreams, and they fall for this shit.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah. Still on the Cali wave, are there places that the people that don't live there and kind of there just to chase the dreams that they are told just not to go to?
Of course, like the the Comptons, the certain areas in Long Beach. You gotta wear solid colors. That's a real thing.
Yeah.
You don't wear no bullshit. Don't wear no red. I know as Cape Verdeans we love red, but if you go to California, just wear all black, or you know what I'm saying, black and white. Mm-hmm. Even hats, they tripping.
Yeah.
Tripping. If you don't wear just an LA hat, that Boston hat, man.
Right. Different.
Yeah.
And so we talked about earlier about, you know, potentially a lot of the viral moments and stuff like that were also due to like your hair and things of that nature.
Right.
You grew it out again, but you cut it. I want to say like maybe a couple years ago or something like that.
3 years ago.
Okay. Was that like, I don't want to make you sound like, you know, a prima donna or nothing, but like, was that like a stressful situation, or you had to think a lot and like long and hard about cutting it? Cause you were like, yo, I've gotten deals off this. I've gotten looks off of this. Like, what am I about to do? And why did you do it?
So I got to a point where I got tired of it, cause that was my look. And the thing about me is I hate being put in a box. Like, no, this is how you have to look. Yeah. So for a long time, I was like, nah, I can't cut it because I'm getting deals. But it got to a point that I was like, if they like how I look, they're gonna like how I look without the hair. You feel me? And I got tired of doing it all the time. I was like, yeah, it's time to go. It's time for a new look. And then I went all blonde, and that picture went viral. I'm like, hi, bet we good. We good either way.
Yeah.
So it worked out.
And what made you decide to grow it out again?
I don't know. I like my hair long. You know what I'm saying? I've always had it. In high school, I would grow it out. I would cut it. I always go through this process.
Yeah. Okay. What was the most surprising DM that you received from a celeb? And it could be something simple as like, oh, like, you know, I love your music, or like it doesn't have to be anything like, oh my God, you're so hot. It could be like just on some like regular stuff, like, oh, I saw you in this ad, or I saw you on this commercial.
Right. Not really a DM, but one thing that I was like, oh shit. I remember I posted a video dancing to, because I went viral for dancing too. So I posted a video dancing to a Chris Brown song, and he reposted it. Man, I was like, yo, this shit's
Were you getting like a lot of engagement after, like when you
yeah.
just by his reposts?
So it's funny because it was when I first visited LA, and Kaito was like, "Yo, do this video. We're gonna go to Beverly Hills and you're gonna dance to this song." And I'm like, "Cool." So when I was about to post it, he said, "No, hold on. Let me put your @ really small on there." And he did that, and when Chris posted it, people just looked me up.
Yeah,
bro.
Genius move.
Facts.
And now, even myself, I find it a little bit frustrating when it's like, yo, all of this content I'm making, like, I often have times where I'm like, I'd rather just live. I'd rather just live life, right? And, you make a lot more money off of content than I do, but it's just one of those things where it's like, do you ever kind of just want to say, like, F it and just, like, live?
I did it. I did it before. Like, when I was, I got tired of YouTube and kind of the fan base. And it was just like I was hanging out. When I first moved to LA, I was hanging out with some people where at the end of the day, this shit is just content, and people need to understand that sometimes people are planning these drama. Beefing with this person.
Oh yeah.
So I was around that, and I kind of like got a little resentment towards it. I was like, I don't want to be that YouTuber that's just trying to do clickbait shit.
Yeah.
If you're gonna follow me for my life, come rock with me. But I'm not. And my followers be like, "Oh, why ain't you with this girl?" I'm like, bro, I'm not doing this shit for no girls.
Right.
And I got burnt out, and I said, "Fuck it," and I stopped.
Even as a content creator, do you think maybe in America right now we are too consumed and too consumed both ways of being the consumer and the provider of content?
You said if we're
too consumed.
Not really. It's just I think what matters is the type of content you're consuming. Like, it might help you. You know what I'm saying? But if you're over, there's got to be a balance to everything.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's on the top of mind because even today I saw this girl that I follow on Instagram, and she posted something, and there was another person videoing her, and her kid was playing soccer, and the kid was gonna come off the field and hug his mom, and she's like this. And then like hugs, like it was just like, oh, it was weird. Right. I'm just like, she wanted to catch it on video so bad that like the hug was kind of awkward because it's like you're running into a phone. It was just like, oh wow, like I feel like we're in a weird space right now.
Yeah, I mean that definitely is weird when people are trying to make a moment look genuine. Just for the camera.
Yeah. Like that's why I like vlogs so much. Exactly. That's why I like vlogs
because you can really see who a person is.
They can still be scripted, but it's like the longer the vlog, the more of like it's just that person's life at some point, right?
Exactly.
So I plan on making some vlogs too, but that's gonna be like big on my end, and I think vlogging is really how you build trust with people too, because you get to like kind of shine a light on your day to day, and you get to shine a light on like how you're living. Well, speaking of which, what do you feel like has been the biggest misconception of you thus far?
I'm not sure, bro. I feel like one thing, I feel like I always got it. Like in high school, people, he thinks he's all that. Never. I'm just very quiet. Like if I'm not spoken to, I don't speak.
Yeah.
But that's about it. Like even on social media, people like, oh, he thinks he's this. I'm like, bro, I'm the chillest nigga. You know what I mean? I just be chilling, but I don't talk much. Like,
yeah. When it comes to the space that you're in, whether it be the modeling, whether it be the singing, whether it be the content space, who do you view as like head honcho in your space? I know you do multiple things, so it might be a weird question, but like, who do you like look up to as like, oh, like they're doing this on a huge level?
I would probably say Chris Brown.
Yeah.
And that's why when he posted me, I was like, oh, like.
Yeah.
In high school, so I played soccer, right? So when soccer season was over, bro, I'd get home and lock myself in my basement and just dance till like 8, bro. My dad would have to be, yo, go eat. You got school tomorrow.
What?
Yeah, and I was just watching these videos. It was when I first came to America, my sister Veronica introduced me to like, yo, look at this. and like the off the wall, I would just sit and just watch him. In Cape Verde, when I first watched Michael, anything I could put in my hand, I put in my hand. But never knew that I wanted to do music.
Yeah.
But it always called me. So that's definitely somebody that I'm like, yeah. That nigga's nice.
Right. And now with content and like with YouTube and with the brand deals, how much of the time are you nervous or thinking about your future financial safety, right? Because like if you're not producing something, you can't make something. Right. Like, does that ever go through your mind of like, damn, like, you know, if my numbers go down or if something like that means that I might have to like shift lifestyles, and how does that feel of like just being a content creator and living off of it?
It definitely gets scary. Definitely now with the whole AI thing, you can literally make a creator now.
Right.
But it's literally, bro, just catching the people's attention. If people think you're genuine, they're gonna rock with you. Like if people want to support you, you're gonna be good. And it's like sometimes, yes, you do it for the bread, but like if you're a content creator and you really love this shit, you really do it for the art of it. I'm just gonna do this. Yeah, I'm already getting paid off of it. Yes, it might slow down, but everything in life sometimes slows down, and you just gotta adapt for real. Yeah. But yeah, it definitely gets scary, but I'm not worried, bro. You know?
What pisses you off? You seem like too cool, like other side of the pill type cool. What pisses you off? What makes you mad?
What makes me mad? Not much makes me mad, but probably disrespect. Disrespect for sure.
Okay. I know you might have more, but give me two best friends of yours. What are their names?
Marino and Junior and Sadella.
Okay.
I'll give you three.
Okay. So if I go to each one of them and I say, what does D need to work on the most? What would each one of those people tell me?
I think Junior would be like, Junior always tells me this. He's like, bro, because being in LA is lonely, bro. If you don't have family out there, it could get very lonely.
Really?
Yeah. It's a lonely life. Junior would be like, yo, you got a crazy support system here, right? He would just be like, come home. Like, Reno would probably say, you need to be more consistent with the content, even though I already produce.
How?
Bro, especially like when I let go of like YouTube.
Yeah.
Like, bro, don't do that.
Yeah.
Della. I don't know what Della would say. I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't know what Della would say.
All right. So somebody like me, and I can speak for myself and I can speak for other people who produce content, make content, and we haven't gone viral yet and we haven't made it big yet. One thing that everyone says is like kind of what you just said is be consistent, right? Right. What does that actually mean? Because, and there's one side of it that's like if you post something every single day, you're not giving any breathing room or kind of like wavelengths to try to just relax, get better, or get people familiar with you. And the other side of things is like, how many times are people going to tell me to post every day because that's what works? Right. Even though like it's
kind of doesn't.
It does feel like it doesn't work, right? Like there's some people out there that can post once every week and be straight. So like I don't even know the question I'm trying to ask you right now, but it's more like help me figure it out. Like, do some people have to do that? Do some people not have to do that? Is the algorithm thing a real thing? Is it fake? Like from your experience, and you're talking to someone that's trying to make it big on social media, what would you advise them to do?
Consistency doesn't really have to mean like you have to do it every day. It's just you have to work towards it every single day. You don't have to post all the time, but you can take your breaks. But make sure you got to get right back to it. When you see the numbers, they're not as high. It's okay. You're not. Are you doing it for the numbers? Is that, you know?
Are you speaking for me personally?
Yeah, like,
so personally, a lot of my content is mental health and like personal development, right? And I'm a licensed therapist, and so in my head, and it has worked to some extent. So I don't want to sit here and be like, oh, nobody knows me, right? I'm not doing that. But to my thing is like, especially because I'm about to roll out this whole like personal development program, the more eyeballs I get on me, the more people could be clients of mine or could want to know what's going on with me and get involved somehow.
Right.
So in my head, like getting a huge personal brand and developing more on social media will also allow me to have more clientele.
Right. Which makes sense.
And the only thing, I'll be 100% honest with you, the only thing that's kept me in the game per se of like wanting to continue to do it is I changed my narrative from likes and all that stuff to whenever you post a reel, you can see how many people saw it that weren't followers.
Right.
And that's legitimately the only statistic that like keeps me going, because even say if I post something that, let's say, does like, I don't know, 1,500, 2,000 views, it's like more than half are not following you. So now it's like, okay, at least 1,000 people that aren't following me now at least have seen my face before, or at least know I exist.
Right.
And if I can do that 5 days a week, that's 5,000 people.
Right.
One of them has to be somewhat interested in what I have to offer.
Right.
That's the only thing that kind of keeps me going.
Right, exactly. Even my numbers used to be like 100,000, 200,000, 90,000. At a point, it just dropped. But I understand that of course, I built it to a point where I'm going to reach people regardless, even if it doesn't get 70,000. So, yes, I might post every day, but you got to understand, like, when you post one video, that's 1,500. You post another one, that's 1,500. And the more you post, the more people are going to, just like what you just said. That's the consistency of it. It's not like, no, don't kill yourself over this content, but just make sure that when you're doing it, you're posting it because you're giving somebody something, basically.
Right.
And you're a therapist, so
right.
like, people are going to tap in. It might not be fast enough, but people are watching.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to learn that, like, yo, people are watching. They might not hit that follow button, but they're gonna keep pushing, because Instagram now, like, I don't know if you know, but like, if you watch a certain type of content, that content keeps coming up on you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just, don't fall off the face of the earth.
Yeah.
Go 2 months without posting.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
it's you just gotta keep a steady pace. That's all it's about. Bro.
Yeah. No, lately I've been on a stretch of just posting legitimately every day almost. And a lot of it will be like excerpts from the same day. So like it will be me talking to a mic or talking to the camera, and it's just excerpt. So I know the quality is there. I know the messaging is there for all of them. So it's not like I'm fading away, quality wise. It's just it's interesting hearing people that have blown up on social media. I don't think I've gotten one answer that everyone says. I think some people say, post every day. I think some people say, I had John the violinist on here. I don't know if you've seen his stuff before, but he does the violin stuff, and like he sells out like actual venues and stuff. And he's big time. And he had it down pat where he was like, yo, I post after dinner because that's when people are more susceptible of hearing the violin anyway. I'm like, damn, like I didn't even think that intricate into it. And then there's people that are like, yo, I just post. Like,
I just post.
I don't get into it. I just post. I'm just like, I'm like yearning for just a straightaway linear line of like what to do. And it's tough. It's tough.
No, it's definitely, you can fall into like, I caught myself at a certain point really looking at the numbers, and right after that is when I kind of fell off of like YouTube, because I'm like, okay, I'm focusing on the wrong thing here.
Yeah.
To the point that it's like fucking with my mental.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
And I'm like, I can't think of it like this.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
yeah.
And what did you do to snap out of that?
I always just go back to the thought, bro. Like if I wasn't supposed to be here, like I wouldn't be here. It's like it's regardless if you get the numbers or not, it's going to work out. I've always been that person that I just think, bro, there's no way. I put all the work in and it's not going to work out. God gonna bless you. Like,
what would be a symbol of quote unquote making it for you? Or has that already happened?
No, it didn't happen. I think I've achieved a lot of things that I put on the list, but I don't think it's happened. But that would be, you know, having my family right, you know, maybe even living back in Cape Verde, you know, because it's still like, even though I've done certain things, bro, but it's still like I'm not where I want to be yet.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And when I'm there, yeah, my family just gonna be straight all the way. I can't say that my family's all the way straight now.
Yeah, but what would that actually look like for you? Because like the one pushback I would have with what you have going on is that, you know, potentially you have the, you know, I'm very good at a lot of different things syndrome.
Right.
And the cool thing about that is you can do a lot of things. The bad thing about that is your time is divided.
Right.
And so do you like fight with that at all? Or are you kind of like, I'm just going to do whatever comes to mind that day? Like, how do you even navigate between I'm a model today, I'm a sing today, I'm a act today? Like, how do you even pick?
You don't. I don't pick. I feel like I've structured my life in a way in LA that these things are happening every single day. You know what I'm saying? These days I play soccer, and if I go play soccer, I'll make content playing soccer. If I go to the studio, I'll make content in the studio. It's just content is always rolling, and the editing part is kind of the hardest part because it's tedious. You just gotta sit there for hours and just but it's just really getting all that shit on camera for me, bro.
Yeah.
I've always been a person, like, my brain is scattered. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have organization, but like when it comes to art and stuff like that, my brain is everywhere.
Yeah.
So I just let it be and I just create from that.
Yeah. Interesting. All right, as we wrap things up, for the, you know, people listening that are interested to know, are you single right now?
No, I'm not single.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Then the next string of questions don't matter that I had set up for that. Okay, and where can people find you, and what, you know, do you have any projects? Do you have anything that you're excited about coming up?
Well, I just got a little single deal with Steve Lobel.
Very cool.
Yeah, so he's a big name in the music industry. So I just got a bunch of singles coming up this summer, bro. Just, you know, trying to get the music up and really music videos and all that stuff. But I got to get back on YouTube. So that's the plan for sure. Mm-hmm. And, you know, people can find me at Deivys Nicola, Deivys Nicola on all platforms.
Gotcha. And before we wrap things up, I got two more things. So the first thing is, let's say if you were in my shoes and you wanted to become the most known therapist / personal development specialist in the world, right? And obviously content would be part of that because you have to get people to look at you, right? What advice would you give me from this point forward that I should do?
Well, let me ask you a question.
Sure.
Do you think this is where you live now is, because you can pop anywhere, right? Is this a big thing in Rhode Island? Or are you trying to break that?
So what's cool is, especially because like my website's about to come out and stuff like that, like virtual sessions is going to be the thing. Right. So like you said, like I could be anywhere. It really doesn't matter like where I'm at. I would say in terms of just like therapy in general, Rhode Island is a really good spot for it because we're very liberal here. We're very like, you know, we understand mental health. You know, if you go to some places in the South or the Midwest, they're probably not trying to hear it like that. But virtual, and I've already like had clients from like other places in America and things like that from my content. So yeah, that would be the answer.
I don't know if there's any advice though, cause I ain't gonna lie, I be tapping into your shit. I think you're doing it right. It's just keep doing it.
Just keep doing it.
Just keep going, bro. Like trying to get as much people in here. People like information. You know what I'm saying? And when you're scrolling and you run into someone that actually giving you information, like people are gonna watch it.
Yeah.
You're pretty consistent.
Yeah.
I know you took a break.
Yeah.
And then you came back and explained why you took a break.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what people want to see.
Yeah.
You're doing it, bro. Especially here. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You're doing it for sure.
Last but not least, when it's all said and done, how would you like to be remembered?
I would like to be remembered as the person that brought people together through sound. You know what I'm saying? Brought peace to the world through music, for sure.
Okay. And I wish you didn't say that, because now I gotta like add to it. Shouldn't that mean that like you go like 1,000% on the music stuff then?
It's not that I'm not going 1,000%. There's a lot of things that kind of go into that. You got to have the right team to move when it comes to music. You got to have the right writers. Not that I don't have that, because being in LA, I've met so many people. And, you know, the little single deal with Steve Lobel, he's bringing even more writers. So I'm all in. Like, bro, I have maybe more than 500 songs on my phone.
Oh, wow.
Like, I record myself. I've gone to the point where I got so not tired of going to studios, but people not having their own life things to do with, that I was like, you know what? Let me get my laptop. I know producers. I'll record myself. I literally have my setup at the crib.
Wow.
Yeah,
wow.
I do this. I do this.
Yeah,
shit.
yeah. No, that's fire. That's fire. And we'll definitely be looking for your music in the future. I want to thank you for coming on the podcast today. It was truly insightful. And y'all stay smooth out there.